Right guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a good few months since I last spoke to you all. I hope you've all been doing well. I'm probably going to be joined by the dog in a second, so if you do see him come around the corner, like that, then I'll bring him in and say hello. Hello Milo, how are you? Are you coming in? Yeah, come on then. Milo says hello everyone. Anyway, back onto the talking topic of today's video. So you guys might have well known obviously that I did own a Focus RS, and obviously from the title of this video, I now do not. So I thought I'd go into the reasons why I sold the Focus RS. It was one of them things which a lot of people loved, I guess. I certainly love the car, it's a very good car. And Milo's about to be a pain in the arse. So please... Order commotion of the barking for this. See that? Anyway, back to the talking topic of the video, the Focus RS, the Mark III Focus RS, and why I sold it. So there's a few reasons. I'd had the car a year. Obviously, had the initial issue, which was sorted, and then the car drove amazingly after that. But I just found, that it was one of them cars which... I think the Focus RS, you really do have to be in the mood to drive it. You kind of wake up and you're like, do I really want to go out driving this car? Because if I am going to drive this car, you've got to drive it like it's meant to be driven. Even though you could daily it like I did, it becomes a bit... It could take the fun out of driving it, I guess. And I think, that's something that happened to me. I kind of sat there and I'm like, you know what, I don't get that want to feel drive sort of thing. That doesn't even make sense. Please go away. I don't really fancy listening to your bloody bone eating joys. So, out. 2 seconds. Anyway, back to the business for like the third time running. Where were we? We were chatting about the Focus RS and why I didn't really feel in the mood to drive it. So, there were many a times where I'd want to drive it hard, but I think after the initial issue that it had, obviously I was very wary of wanting to drive it that hard. Obviously these cars are built to drive quickly and enjoy, and here comes the pooch again. Obviously these cars are built to be driven quickly. They handle like they're on rails, like go around a roundabout. It's just piece of piss for these things. But I just, maybe it's me, I don't know. I found that when I was driving the car, I was very much, I don't want to be battering around a B road, because I was always cautious of what happens if I go really quick around this corner. Even though I know my car can handle it, can the person on the opposite side of the road who might come flying around that corner as well, in a standard Fiesta or something like that, or whatever car it is, can their car handle that? What happens if they slip off coming to mine? Maybe that's just me being a bit risk averse. I think since moving house and kind of getting the car and having dogs and stuff, I'm only 24, but I feel like I've definitely become a lot more risk averse than I used to be. That kind of thing creeps into the back of your head, and you're like, do I really want to be pushing the car around here like this? Probably not. And yeah, don't get me wrong, the RS would handle it like a piece of piss, but it was more the fact that I think on a regular day-to-day basis, how often are you going to do that? Not very often. How often do you drive around country roads on your way to work, day and back? Fairly often, but do you want to be driving like that all the time and burning fuel and, I don't know. It's not a cheap car to run, obviously, especially with the M400R package. Fuel consumption probably is about the same as what it is with the stock RS. But yeah, I just, dog. It just wants to be played with constantly. Come up here. You want to play with this? Yeah, have some of that. Bye bye. Yeah, obviously it costs lots of fuel. If you're using it as a daily, you want it to kind of, I was doing a 25 mile commute there and back, so 50 miles daily. Obviously I was trying to aim for at least a tank a week. So for me, I had to make sure that I didn't kind of drop below like 25 miles to the gallon. And as soon as you push this thing, you end up doing that. And practicality as well. I go on a lot of country roads on the way to work. But the issue is obviously the ride on the Focus RS is extremely firm. I would say it's not for the faint-hearted, but that's a poor excuse of driving one of these cars. The ride is overly firm. I think they could have done a better job of making it less firm in normal mode, because as soon as you put it in track mode, my lord, say goodbye to your back if you have a bad back. For someone like me, I was pretty chilled. I didn't mind it. I enjoyed it. I get travel sick, and funnily enough, when I'm in a car that has a really firm suspension, I really don't feel very ill when I'm when I'm a passenger. So being in a car like that with motion sickness is all cool, because your body actually does move in the way the car's going. I find that when you're in cars that have got air suspension and they're kind of negating the bumps on the road, it's kind of difficult because your body's out of sync and makes me feel really queasy. You don't get that with the RS, because you definitely feel every single groove, bump and everything in the road. So yeah, I think that's probably one thing for me. Ride quality, not that great. Very firm in normal modes. So yeah, if you are looking to get one, that is one thing just be wary of. There was another reason as well. I think the build quality of the car, I think it gets kind of agitating once you're in it all the time. You're kind of I could really do with this being an auto when you're on a long journey and stuff like that. Or you've got passengers in the car and stuff, and the build quality is just, for a car that's just a tad under 40k, you'd expect it to be a bit better than it is, but it's a Ford, you can't really expect more. And I think for me, I wanted something that has got slightly better build quality than a Ford, something that you might say is a bit more reliable. There are known issues with the RS, and there's quite a lot, but obviously there are people that sing its praises like I do. It's a great car, but it does have its issues, like all of them. But it's whether you can be, you can get across them issues, and you want to own the car and experience it. I'd definitely buy one again. If I was someone that's looking to get one, I'd definitely get into one. But for me, I think the time was, I'd had it a year. I'd driven 7,000 miles in it across the year. Obviously a month and a half I didn't have the car because obviously the issue that it had, which got sorted. Then it drove amazingly, but you still have that inclining feeling in the back of your mind, you're can I trust this car? And there was nothing wrong with it. It's just it's I don't know how you phrase it. It's like when something's gone wrong before and you're just worried it might happen again. It's a bit like that, and I think you'd experience it with any car that has any issues like that. So it's you kind of sat there I want to drive this car hard, but can I really drive it hard because of what happened before? Which was nothing major, obviously it was all sorted, but it's just one of them things. It's just a little twinge in the back of your mind. And I think for me, the missus didn't approve of it either. She hates the RS. She hated the build quality of it in terms of the ride quality and stuff. For her, she was, as a passenger, absolutely hated it. So yeah, when you're sharing a house with someone, you don't really want them hating the car that you have either. So yeah, bit of compromise there. So yeah, I think it was time, and I wasn't really enjoying it anymore. I know there's a few people that have said that they kind of got in one, drove it, but they just stopped enjoying it. And I think for me, I kind of wanted a more chilled out car. In terms of being able to drive, I liked how quick the RS was. I liked the sound it had made. It was very ASBO and in your face, and a lot of people might like that. I liked it because the pops and bangs were crazy, but it was sooty as hell. If you look, most people who have them, if you look down your exhaust pipes, you probably find a lot of black soot from where they're popping and banging. But I love the car. But it was time to go, and there I guess a few reasons why I sold it is the missus not approving of it, the lack of trust I had with it, which isn't against RSs in general, it's just the lack of trust that I had in the car that I had after what happened to it originally, after a month of ownership, and I think that kind of maybe put me off after a while, because I had completely disregarded all the issues originally that they said the RS had. I was like, you know what, this won't happen to me, it'll be fine. Month in, bang, But you know, it all got sorted, then ran amazingly from then. Couldn't fault it, you know, and I hope the new owner enjoys it very, very much. Technically, you got a car that's only done 7k miles really, on a new engine, so you know, it's an amazing car. But yeah, that was probably one of the reasons. I kind of wanted to be a bit more risk averse as well, and I found that the RS was one of them cars that just, when you're in it, it makes you want to drive fast sometimes, especially on the country roads where visibility can be low, and I found myself becoming a bit more risk averse as I kind of go into my future. So, you know, as the days go on, as they say, and I just found that, you know, it just felt right to get rid of it at that time. I found a replacement. I've got the replacement. I'm really intrigued to see what you guys think the replacement might be. Yeah, leave me some comments down below of what you think I've replaced the Focus RS with. I'd be intrigued to see. Yeah. So yeah, I guess they're the main reasons for getting rid of it. Maybe lack of trust in the car that I owned, or just the thought in the back of my mind. The fact I've become a bit more risk averse. The missus not approving of it. You know, it's a very Marmite car. You either love them or you hate them, and a lot of people say that about the Focus RS. I love it, but you know, it's yeah. And I think it was my dream to always own one, and I did it. And it's that stupid thing of, once you own it, it's like you've been there, you've done it, now you want something else. And I get bored really easily, and I just felt myself getting bored. So I was kind of like, you know what? It's time to just swap it up and get something a bit more practical for my likings, for around town driving, and just, you know, general build quality. You know, if I'm spending a lot of time in it, I want to be comfortable, and you're definitely not in the RS. Other people might disagree, but anyone who watches this video or follows the channel, then if you had a Focus RS and you got rid of it, let me know your reasons below. If you're getting into a Focus RS, or you're looking to, I'd definitely advise getting one, but let me know what car you currently have, and why you're looking to get into an RS, and I'll respond to your comments down below. So yeah, that's my story on why I sold the Focus RS. I will show you my new car soon. Don't know when. I need to film the video, and yeah, I always say you're probably going to see more content from me. You might see a few more videos, but you know, it's just here and there when I feel like I want to make them. So hopefully you've enjoyed this, you know, kind of understanding my thought process behind it. And yeah, it's been a bit of a rant on, but never mind, it's one of them things, isn't it? So anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed it, and yeah, I look forward to seeing your comments down below. If you are new to the channel, please hit subscribe. It does mean a lot, and obviously when I do upload, then you get to see my videos, as long as you hit that little bell icon. You've probably heard a rattling noise the whole time, because I've had a dog that does not leave this alone. Do you, Pooch? No. There you go, take that, bye bye. And also, yeah, hit a little bell icon. That will notify you as soon as I go live or do whatever. I haven't been live in a while, but yeah, never mind. And yeah, when I upload next. So look out for my next upload. It will probably be my new car, which hopefully you guys will enjoy. I'm intrigued to see the reaction to it. I haven't shared it out on Instagram. So yeah, a lot of people wanted to know why I sold the RS on Instagram, so hence this video. Yes. Anyway, I'll catch you all later. Leave a like, and yeah, look out for the next one. Hope you guys have a lovely weekend, or whatever you're doing, and happy driving. So yeah, catch you later. Peace. And by I mean this cranking noise is exactly what he does not do. Well, he does do all the time. Only Pooch, love this bone. Look at his little face. Adorable, isn't he? Goodbye.